Aha! And honest to goodness, what do you mean? From Edgy. This is great! Alrighty, this guy's just having a fun time. I like him. Hey guys, Zack here, and welcome back to Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. So I decided to play this game because I missed it and I felt like playing it. So in the last episode, we actually found out that Miss Star actually gave us a lot of inconsistent information in her testimony, and we also found out that there was something that she missed that she failed to mention that was there but wasn't really mentioned. So we're going to be talking about that this episode and see what kind of role it plays in the trial. Honestly, forget what we did last time. That was pretty good from memory, considering how long ago it's been since I last played an episode of this. But, in any case, let's get started with Episode 5, Return from the Ashes, Day 2, Trial Ladder. Let's go. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby, number 2. Mr. Wright? Huh? What? Are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of a lake about to reach the surface? But no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there? Pretty much. Alright, fine. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyway? Apparently she got called off to the judge's chambers. Probably something to do with that piece of cloth. So, this is where we turn the trial around, right? Maybe. Depends on how incriminating the cloth is. Our only weapon, a tiny, insignificant piece of cloth. I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell the truth. Hold on, partner. You again! They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was a youngin', at least. Officer Marshall! Thought I'd come take a look, see how the trial's going. Looks like I'm late. They're going to home ranch. They got the home ranch locked down tighter than a fort in enemy territory. That hard to slip out, huh? What is going on over there, anyway? All the police I've seen these past 2 days have been really on edge. Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example. Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with the scarves. She wasn't wearing a scarf. You don't say. Now don't that just beat all? I'm very I don't know how to feel about this guy. I still don't. Several episodes later, and I still don't know how to feel about this guy. He's odd. He's just odd to me. I've seen the red police blow at her slender neck many a time. I saw it that day, too. She was wearing a red muffler. What? At the award ceremony that afternoon. Edward's seen it, too, I'd reckon. What does this mean? In the photograph taken at the crime scene, she wasn't wearing a scarf. Interesting. So Miss Star wasn't mistaken. She wasn't mistaken, but it's definitely odd that she doesn't have it. Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab the bull by the horns. And sometimes you just gotta let the bull go where it will. Time will tell. I have a bad feeling about this. So do I! So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright? If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Ooh-wee! Alright, February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Courtroom number 9. Okay. I'd like to resume? What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution. Oh, that would be why. Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those grinding teeth, those watery eyes. What's more, your eyes are unfocused, you're doubled over, your back is bent. It can't be! This can't happen! I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth. Well then, I believe it is time we continued on with this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable! Oh. That would explain why he's upset. Something happened during the investigation. It seems the prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me. Knock knock? Who's there? Who the hell are you? A strange stuffy aura seems to be filling the courtroom. Who on earth is he? Ah, it's you! Whoever he is, he must be important. And he's not saying anything. Oh! Sorry, I'm late. Uji, the roads were packed. It's just me. Long time no see. Uji? How you been? Sweat much these days? Ah, hello! No, I've been busy. Busy schmizzy, Uji. My boy, you have to make up time to relax. You have to... yes, indeed. Uji, seems to be his nickname for the judge. I'm afraid you're right. I'm very afraid. Sorry, but who are you? Aha, so you're Righto, the attorney. I've heard good things about you, son. I don't know who this guy is yet. He's already making up nicknames for me. I'm afraid. Thanks? So sorry about a little Worthy getting you all up in trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swimming together sometime. Jolly. Little Worthy? Mr. Wright, you don't know the district chief of police? No, that's who this guy is? I didn't know. Chief of police? He's the top-ranking police officer in the entire district. Yeah, I don't know who this guy is. Name's Gant. Damon Gant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe this honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to the courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's Worthy here. Look at the poor fellow. I just thought I'd help out by bringing this. Hey, that's my sister's muffler. So Miss Star wasn't just seeing things. When the crime occurred, Miss Sky really was wearing that muffler. So why did she stuff it in the muffler of her car? Why'd she stuff the muffler in the muffler? That's the question we're going to be answering today. But I think that this was stuffed into that exhaust pipe. On Lil Worthy's car, no less. Yeah, are you going to speak? Okay. It's really quite embarrassing, even for us. But what's this? It's what you'd call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this. Well, that's suspicious. Chief, what kind of outfit are you running? Mr. Edgeworth, how could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect us to do our job? Now wait a minute, Worthy. I have no desire to hear your excuses. I'm telling you to wait. Or did you not hear me? Have a look at this document, where it says, person in charge of investigation. There's no mistaking that signature, is there? Miles Edgeworth? That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had... Your head in the clouds because you got that award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. I'll expect a written apology. What? Are you serious? Apparently, yes! Apparently, this guy's very serious. I don't know how to feel about this guy. He's weird. He's odd. Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made. This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edgeworth at a loss for words. This kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth. Gah. The court accepts this new evidence. But I'd like to ask the defense a favor first. Yes? Just to be sure. I'd like to take a look at this blade of this knife. The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not. Could you open that up for me, I wonder? Yes, well, I think all you have to do is push that switch and... If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't be able to pound my gavel anymore. Yeah, but if I cut my finger, I wouldn't be able to point at it and at people anymore. Come on, just hurry up and open it. Okay. Oh, it was scrolling on its own. Dude, what? Don't scare me like that. Why is the tip broken off? I'm the one who's scared. Look at this knife blade. The tip is broken off. Yeah, that's what I just said. And it's dark red stain. Blood? Found at the crime scene wrapped in the defendant's muffler. Small tag attached. This is not excuse the actions of the police department. I would like to hear an explanation for the chief of police himself. I'm terribly sorry, but could I ask you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police? And this knife? Sure thing, not a problem. Not even a little one, really. Alright. Department in disorder. Alright, what you got to say? This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do an investigation. A detective was killed at the police department. See? What a mess. The time of the crime? 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There. There was a murder at the police department? A detective? That's hush-hush information, Oji. We haven't exactly announced it yet. You just mentioned it now! Wait a second. You said 5:15. That's the exact time that Detective Goodwin was killed at the prosecutor's office. Alright. That's an odd coincidence. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Order. Anyway, we at the department were all flustered, and as you might well assume, we're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think we understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright, 2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places. The chances of that are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course. I'd like to exercise my right to cross-examine the witness. Very well. However, keep your questions focused on the case at hand. Okay, that's fine. This knife is special, but I can't say how here. Alright, he can't... Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman. I doubt there's a connection. No prints. What does the tag say? There's a small tag on the knife. It says SL92. What's that supposed to mean? I'm not sure, but it reminds me of a similar code. DL6? Maybe it's a case number. Probably! That's weird. What? I don't remember where, but I think I've seen something like this before. Something similar to what's written on this tag. It wasn't that long ago either. Maybe I should check the court record again? Wait, SL9. Ah. It's upside down. Yeah. Goodman's notice upside down. Okay. I'm assuming that's going to be a major plot point later. What if I press him a bit? This knife was found on the scene of our crime. I think this makes it connected to the case, don't you? See, there's a lot of things that go on in the department I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, Righto. Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine that knife while we can, Righto. Evidence that links this knife to Detective Goodman. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumped all this time. So how are things down at the department? Well, there's definitely a connection here. There's definitely a connection with this. Yeah, it's upside down. SL9. $221. February 21st. There's a connection. That has to be it. Wait a second. Ah, at last, an honest-to-good objection. This knife. This has to have something to do with Detective Goodman. What do you mean? Aha! An honest-to-goodness, what do you mean? From Edgy. This is great! Alrighty, this guy's just having a fun time. I like him. Look at the tag on this knife. It reads SL Line 2. And this is important. Why? Over here, we also have a memo written on the body of the victim. What's this? 6 minus T7S 12-2. Your Honor, it's upside down. Upside. The printed name on the memo makes it look like it's right side up. But turn it around and what do you get? Dun dun dun! Ah! Aha! Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down. SL9. That's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Connection! We did it! Order, order. Well, Chief? Oh, well. I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto. I win? What game is this guy playing? I don't know, checkers for all we know. I honestly have no idea. I honestly have no idea what this guy's angle is. I'm currently playing Ace Attorney, so I think this knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. That's interesting. So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. It was evidence, you say. What, was it in fact a murder weapon? Nice, nice, nice. Good show, Lordworthy. It was a murder weapon, as it happens. It was evidence from a case long since solved. So this knife was stolen on the day of the murder. And it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edgeworth's car. Hard to think there isn't a connection there. What about, what else do you got? Something happened at the police department too, huh? You got a good look in your eyes there, Raider, my boy. Sharp, hungry. So, something did happen. And why wasn't I informed? I wouldn't be able to tell you, Edgeworth. Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? Good point. No matter, I understand. You were busy, and what with Lena's case and all. Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day? Can you go into details about the murder? On the day that the detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department? That's a fact. Surprising, isn't it, Edgy? I'm at a loss for words. Me too. I have no idea. And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect? Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact. Just arrested? That was quick. But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you could help, Righto? I suppose I could help, if you'll help me by giving me data on your case. Oh, good one. This gets sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you the one thing and one thing only. Oh. Oh, so, okay, so it's a choice. Well, we know when the victim died and how the victim was killed. Where was the victim found? That's my answer. That's my question. So tell me, where was the victim found? Well, I can't speak on where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department. The evidence room? Wait a second. I've heard of that. The evidence room. Didn't he mention that in his testimony just now? This knife was evidence in a case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. There's a connection between the two cases. You seem happy, right? Happy? We just got handed our ticket to town to go to town on this case. With the link between the two cases established, we finally have some leverage. Now we can get to Gant to testify about the details. It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. Yes, you can! Chief, the defense's position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven. Hey, you don't say. Well, out with it, Righto. What's your connection? Yes, out with it, Mr. Wright. The connection is a place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found in the lot was stolen from the police department's evidence room. Not to mention the victim had on him the case number of the knife's evidence tag. And we also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed in that very same evidence room. Indeed. There do seem to be too many connections for it to be a coincidence. Say something! You two make a good pair. It took my men 2 days to find out what you deduced right here. Well, that's quick. Chief, I requested you release your information on the victim at the police department. See, that's the tricky part. It hasn't been announced yet and all. Can we get the information? Unofficially? Possibly? Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all. What? Really? I can't believe how it works. Who would have guessed? I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the name of the victim at the department, okay? Alright, elaborate. If you're going to tell us a little, why not tell us everything? Ah, well, case information is sticky stuff. You'll have to do everything properly. Oh, well, I guess I might as well try to get what I can out of him. Victim's division? Okay, well, what division was the victim stationed in? Oh, you want to know that, do you? Do you? Aha! Criminal Affairs, Division 1. The detective responsible for homicidal cases. Homicide? That would be the same division as Detective Gumshoe. Detective Goodman, who was killed in an underground parking lot, was homicide too. That's also an interesting... It's almost like a serial killer is after homicide detectives. Except this serial killing happens simultaneously, scientifically speaking. Well, I sure hope Detective Gumshoe isn't next on this list. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office, and one at the police department. This can't be a coincidence. And that knife. What was it doing there? I'd better check this knife out. The knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the department's evidence room. Can you elaborate? So this knife was stolen? Yes, but on the day of the murder. Alright. That's interesting. That's hard to think there isn't a connection there. Alright, we... 5:15? But that's when Detective Goodwin was killed in the prosecutor's office. What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's office and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances? Pretty good? Coincidence? This is just my gut feeling. But I'd say there is a 0.001% chance of that happening. Chief Gant, please tell us more about the incident. ID number. Okay, how about you can tell me the victim's ID number? Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that. Of course not. You won't tell me their name either, after all. We keep excited on the ID number, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is 5842189. Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts. 82... I can't do it. You didn't even get the first numbers right. Yes, it does! Because it's connected to Rex Goodman. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think. Meaning? It has to be what I think it is. What does this mean? Well, let's hear what the defense has to say. You say the ID number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you? Present this! There we go. Witness? What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night. No, it's just... I got confused. And this is news? Huh? Just come out with both guns blazing. The police department, the prosecutor's office, 2 places, 2 detectives murdered at one time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here. Oh-ho! Is it yours? No, Your Honor. I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman. Shame on you, Righto. Personnel IDs are top secret. It was... Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189. And this means what exactly? Huh? Wait. That ID number we heard from the chief earlier. That started with 82... I've forgotten. You didn't even get the first number right. Again! Alright, this is going poorly, but I think we're onto something here. The number the chief of police gave us was 5842189. Wait a second, Wright? What does this mean? That's what I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. Oh. I got his first name wrong. What does our witness think about that? Oh, ho, ho, ho. Sharp as attack, right? Sharp as attack. But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. So I think we just proved that Lena Sky couldn't have done it. Or at the very least, he was killed at 5:15 in the underground parking lot. Yeah, a Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department. Isn't in the evidence room at the exact time. Alright. That's impossible. So what we're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location. That is weird. Order, order, order! Chief, what does this mean? No. What I want to know is, why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine. But I'm the prosecutor in charge of the case! Now, just wait a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered. Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case. Wait. I said wait. Or didn't you hear me? The oversight, the grave error? Mr. Edgeworth, they're yours. What? How dare... We informed you yesterday. I believe it was our Officer Meekins who brought you the news. Officer Meekins? Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, aha! Oh, Officer Meekins! That guy! Excuse me, but is Mr. Edgeworth anywhere on the premises? I'm here, sir, at the request of the chief, sir. I got your report, sir. You don't mean him? According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe. But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the Lena Sky incident. Detective Bruce Goodman murdered in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edgeworth, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report. Gah. Well, why didn't your officer tell me? Honestly, I'm not sure if that officer was capable of making the connection. He did seem challenged. Just a little bit. In any case, this is a serious error. Gross negligence of duty on your part, Worthy. But sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then say something. No such luck this time, Worthy. Or should I say unworthy? What? Now, what was the second rule of evidence law? Well, Mr. Wright? Huh? Oh, well, it's, Rule 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. And how is this rule relevant? Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in the court before the trial. This report wasn't on that list. So, what does this mean? I couldn't submit this evidence until a connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Wright over there. Good job, Wright, my boy. Huh? I was just doing my job. No. No! Well. It seems we have come to the end of this trial. I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. What with all those rumors? You weren't even in the defendant's chair just this past December. I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part. Mr. Edgeworth, please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened. If it's the last thing I do. Alright? You better get results this time. Really. You have my profound apologies, sir. Poor Mr. Edgeworth. I don't think there's ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as the prosecution has requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. Thank you. Whatever your punishment for this is, I hope for your sake it's not decisive. Very well. Court is adjourned. Well, that was short. Alright, that went a lot faster than I was expecting. Okay, well, I think I'm going to leave this episode here. So, there is a so it's implied. I don't know. There's definitely a connection. Okay, it's very hard to actually explain what's going on. So, or at least for me, because I suck at speaking. So, Detective Goodman was killed in two completely different places. So that now the question is, how on earth did he wind up in the trunk of Edgeworth's car? And for that matter, who killed him? If his ID was found, so he was the guy murdered in the case at the police department, and yet he somehow wound up at the prosecutor's office in the parking garage. That is weird. That's a weird that is very weird. Which begs the question of, how did he get there? Was he actually murdered with the knife from Edgeworth's trunk? And also, I don't know, what happened? How did he even get over there? So, well, I guess we're going to find all of that out next episode. So, thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, be sure to follow me on Facebook and on Twitter in the description below. And also check out my Patreon in the description below as well. It's only a couple bucks a month. It really helps me out, and you guys get access to a bunch of cool perks that are my way of saying thanks, so be sure to check those out in the description below as well. But in any case, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace!